Good Friday morning, everyone. And if you watch very long on Fridays, I must invite you to church. And I'd say I must because I'd feel guilty if I did not. Because I think worshiping the Lord is the most important thing we do in our week. And for me, as I read the Bible, very little would come before that. So I hope you'll make every effort to get to church. If you have a church that's your home, you go to that church. If you don't have a church home, come to Saddleback. We'd love to have you. And meet in Clubhouse 5, 9, and 11. Serve a continental breakfast, coffee, along with whatever snacks you pick out, including donuts. So, love to meet you. Tell me you're watching as we go through the purpose-driven life together. And that's what we're doing this week and for a few weeks to come. If you don't have a copy, pick up one up on Sunday at church. We come to chapter 5 today, and just like the others that we've talked about, it's important. It's important. And it helps build all the points that Rick is hoping to make and does make in his best-selling over 50 million copies now. Can you imagine? Best-selling hardback nonfiction in history other than the Bible. This one's called Seeing Life from God's Point of View. And the way that you see your life does shape your life. It's so important how we view life. For instance, if you think life is a big party to be lived, then your primary value will be having fun or just plain happiness. If you view it as a race and speed, and you got to get as much done as you possibly can, you'll be in a hurry much of your time. Some people see life as more like a marathon. And if that's how you view it, endurance, hanging in there, that'll be your top priority. There are so many different ones that the world tries to get us to buy into. But in Romans 12, at verse 2, it says, "Don't conform yourselves to the standards of this world, but let God transform you inwardly by a complete change of your mind. And then you will be able to know what the will of God is." Wow. Well, the Bible uses three metaphors for life. And we're going to talk about two of them today. And then on Monday, we'll hit the third one. All three are very important, as you will quickly agree with. And the first one is the Bible says that life is a test. Life is a test, getting ready for the next life. And God continually puts tests in our life. He tests our character, our faith, our obedience, our love for Him, our integrity, even our loyalty. The Bible talks so much about God testing people, such as Joseph, Ruth, Esther, Daniel. Those four truly passed any test with flying colors, didn't they? But in a way, it's good because when we know that God is watching and that we're always being tested, we know that God watches our response to people, problems, successes, or conflict, or illnesses, or disappointment, or even how we react to the weather. And if it's hot, I don't do very good on that one. He even watches the simplest actions that you and I do, whether it's opening the door for someone or serving them, even maybe if you pick up trash and leave a place better than when you came. or you're polite to a clerk or a waitress. Sometimes we're tested by major things and delayed promises or even unanswered prayer or undeserved criticism. One of the places, there's a lot of places that you can see this, but in 2 Chronicles 32:31, the Bible says this about Hezekiah was one of the kings of Judah that was very, very faithful to God. But in this verse, it says, God withdrew from Hezekiah in order to test him and to see what was really in his heart. Wow. Guess what? Hezekiah stayed loyal to God. God left him alone for a short while to test his character. We don't even know when God might be testing us. Nothing, though. See, that why I say this is important? It means that nothing that we do is insignificant in our life. Even the smallest thing, God might be using to develop our character. And so every day becomes an important day in our life, and what we do with it and how we respond to what God allows. The second metaphor that we want to mention today is that life on earth is a trust. Why do I say that? Because all our resources are gifts from God, and He's entrusted them to our care and management. And how we are as stewards. And I know our mind goes immediately to money, but it's much, much more than that. You see, we really don't own anything while we're here. It's on loan to us from God, and when we go to heaven, we're leaving it here. We might leave it to our offspring, but they'll end up leaving it. No, we get to enjoy things for a while, but we're stewards of whatever God has given us. We enjoy things, but we need to see that they're a trust from God. The Bible says, what do you have that God hasn't given you? And if all you have is from God, why boast as though you have accomplished something on your own? 1 Corinthians 4, verse 7. 1 Corinthians 4, verse 7. Wow. When we realize this, what a change it is in the way that we use them. Do you remember, the parable of the talents? And one was given 10 and one was given 5, I think, and one was given 2. Or was it 2 and 1? I don't. So, but it's at the end of that parable that a very well-known phrase is used by Jesus. And it's based on how the first and second one doubled what they were given. They used it wisely. And here's the phrase that all of us want to hear when we go to heaven and stand before Jesus. And Jesus said, well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things, and I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share in your master's happiness. Isn't that what we want to hear when we get to heaven? Well, it's based on our stewardship of what He has entrusted to you and to me. Let's use everything we have for God's glory and the advancement of His kingdom right here on earth, so that more and more people may hear about Jesus. I'll see you on Sunday, I hope. But whatever, don't forget to worship your Lord this weekend. See you Monday.
Oh, come to the Father through Jesus the Son, and give